This is a session of Kingdom Builders. It is a Bible study for faith-based entrepreneurs or anybody that wants to learn more about your influence, success, wisdom, and things like that. So as you're coming in, let me know where you're from, whether live or replay. And if that sounds like something interesting to you, like this, share this, and subscribe to our YouTube. We put all the replays of these every single day. But today I'm going to talk about a topic of going for God's dream for your life. Going for God's dream for your life. And I wonder, put a 1 in the chat if you know there is a dream that you should be going for in your life. It's something deep down in your soul. You know you're not just put here randomly. You know that you've been called here for some type of purpose. Maybe you're aware of it. Maybe you're not aware of it. Or maybe you want to believe that you do. But God never designed anybody for no reason. He's deeply intentional. And as I'm going through my own personal journey, but I'm also peering through the Word of God, it's just so fascinating. It's so encouraging for not just myself, but I think it'll be encouraging for anybody that has a dream in their life as well too. So if we haven't met before, maybe you've seen me before as well too. There's many dreams in my life that I've been lunging towards. And as I've been going through them, there's ups, there's downs, there's barriers, there's challenges, there's victories, there's losses. Very interesting to go to. And one of which is we've decided to launch a book. And I'm not an author, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a Bible scholar, but I decided to write a book on fasting, prayer, and study, and how that leads to breakthrough, miraculous breakthrough in your life. Who here has ever had a time where, thanks for the follow, who here has had a time where you feel stuck in your life or you feel the need for a miracle in your life? Right? That's what I'm writing about. It's called the Miraculous Breakthrough, the 7-day challenge, biblically guaranteed to help you get unstuck and achieve the impossible in life. So we had this idea. I felt that God led me to it. It was a dream. And I want you to think about your dream. And with no experience of writing a book, with no experience of any of these things, in 10 days, wrote a book. And now we have the first draft. Now we're doing a 10-day Kickstarter with another big dream, which is raising $10,000 so that we can launch and fund for this book and everything. So if you're into that Kickstarter, check out the link in my caption. We have some cool perks and prizes. Shout out to everyone that's actually contributed so far. It's been an amazing outpour, and thanks so much. I super appreciate that, Tara. And check my link in the bio, check my caption as well too. But let me share this passage with you guys. And I want you to insert your dream. Now, whether you're a scholar of the Bible or not, you read the Bible or not, I think at the very least, it's an interesting book with many stories. And there's this dude named Paul who was a guy named Saul. And Saul, if you know his story, he was the biggest enemy to the Jewish, to the early Christians. He was a Jewish person that was an enemy to the Christian people. And what happened is it said that he had an encounter with God and he got saved and he was turned from Saul to Paul. And he ended up, instead of beating Christians and jailing Christians, he actually started spreading that message as well too. He had a dream for his life, and his dream was to bring this message around the world. And I wonder if you have a dream in your life. Maybe it's for your family, maybe it's for your business, maybe it's for your finances, whatever that it is, and I appreciate the follow. But what dream do you have in your life? And I want to go through Acts 16 because I believe as we look through this story, we can get a lot of truth from this. Because what does it look like to go for God's dream in your life? Is it just all rainbows and butterflies and things are just going to be amazing like that? Or is it going to be a little bit different? And I wonder if I can draw some truth from that. So let me read a couple of these things. So I'm reading through, and it's a fascinating book, Acts 16. And in Acts 16, what happens is Paul's going around and he's trying to find his next place. He just knows he's supposed to go, but he doesn't know where he's supposed to go. Hello. With your dream, here's a principle. You won't know exactly where and what you're supposed to do. You just know there's a certain direction. Isn't that interesting? You won't know the exact steps. You can try to guess, but you have to keep on moving in a direction. So here it is. All right. So Paul's leaving and he's going around, and it says this. This is interesting. They passed through the Phrygian and Galatian region, having been forbidden by the Holy Spirit to speak the word in Asia. So number one, they're running around. They're trying to spread their message. They're trying to pursue God's dream for their life, and they get blocked in Asia. Okay. Have you had something in your life that you thought was the right thing to do, and yet it got blocked? Now, that doesn't mean it's wrong, but it's a reality in life that as we're pursuing the dreams that God's given to us in our lives, there's going to be open doors and there's also going to be closed doors. And both are part of the process. I think sometimes when I didn't understand this, when I looked at this, I'm like, man, if a door is closed, does that mean that this is not the right direction for me? When I have a struggle in my business, does this mean it's not the right direction to me? When I have a failure, a setback, does that mean it's a wrong direction with me? Not exactly. Perhaps it's just a redirection. A rejection is God's redirection, if you get that down. Okay. So here you see Paul is getting rejected. Okay. He keeps on going. After they came to Mysia, they were trying to go into Bithynia. These are interesting names, by the way. And the Spirit of Jesus did not permit them. So all right. So plan A, Paul goes thinking this is going to work, gets blocked. Plan B, Paul goes and he continues to get blocked. Have you ever had a plan in your life and plan A didn't work? And you're like, all right, I'm okay. Now I'm going to go with plan B. Have you had a plan B now? And you're like super excited and that didn't work? These are realities of life. When you're pursuing the dream that God's given to you in your life, there will be setbacks. There will be challenges. Remember, a rejection is simply God's redirection. Okay? And then here is the joy. And passing by Mysia, they came down to Troas. A vision appeared to Paul in Macedonia. And it was like, hey, so the story ends there. Or that part ends there. And what you see is a couple of rejections, but then you see an acceptance. And I wonder how many times in our lives, as we're pursuing the dream. So I want to ask you, do you have a dream in your life that you feel is God's call for your life? Is there something that is resonating on your mind, resonating in your heart, resonating in your spirit, where you're saying, I need to move in this direction? Maybe it's building that dream business. Maybe it's doing something for your family. Maybe it's starting up a new idea. Whatever the dream is for you, do you have that dream? Number two, if you do have the dream, have you decided to move out in faith towards that dream? Are you taking action? Because as you have a vision. Fantastic. Okay. This is what's so interesting, because if you just see the story of Paul had a dream, he had a vision, and he set forth without necessarily a plan in mind. He just started going. You see, faith is being able to move even though you can't see the exact steps. If you want to achieve anything amazing in your life, think about Elon Musk. He's trying to take us to Mars, right? Elon Musk doesn't know exactly what he's doing. He just knows that he needs to go from Earth to Mars. You know that you want to go from where you are right now to the vision, to the dream. So it's incredible to watch as Paul goes through this, because he says yes, he tells the world, and he starts figuring it out along the way. So have your dream, start moving regardless if you feel prepared or not. And in the journey itself, prepare to be guided through open doors and also closed doors. Know how to treat both. You see, Paul in Acts 16, what we see is that as he's pursuing through his dream and he's moving, he is expecting that the vision will come true. He's expecting that he will be guided at the right time in the right place. So when he meets with the inevitable challenges of life, people rejecting him. Read the story of Paul, it's crazy. I mean, this guy gets beat, he gets jailed, he gets all different types of things. And yet, because he has a promise of the future, I'm Christian myself. If he has a promise of the future, he continues to move forward with expectant faith. How many times in our lives do we meet with a challenge and we will strive, and yes, we will survive. You notice we're really good at surviving, but surviving is not the same as thriving. Surviving is not the same as moving towards your purpose. Yeah, if you're a Christian, if you stand up for something, there's going to be people that oppose you. It's promised. If you're a person of faith, Jesus literally promises that you will get persecuted, right? Because anytime you stand for anything in your life that you believe in, there will be some that agree and some that don't agree. That's just pure what it is, right? So as you move towards the direction of God's dream for your life, just know that when you face those inevitable barriers, we have to know how to look at those things. God's rejection it means his redirection. So Paul, if you look, he's like, I go through Asia. Okay, block door. Okay, I go through Mysia, block door. And he just keeps on going. He just keeps on going. And then until he finds the right path. And it's so powerful, right? Because each of us have a dream. I totally believe that God has a dream for each and every single one of our lives, right? It's specific to you. It's a call specific to you. You have a story, you have a purpose, you have a vision. You've been gifted with certain talents and opportunities and experiences and a personality that only you are specifically and uniquely designed for. And yes, you can live life and just survive and just live for yourself. But the greatest way that you can spend your life is to be able to invest it for others. Jesus says, the greatest thing that you can do is to lay down your life for someone else. Your dream to serve other people, your dream to help other people, your dream to be able to help out your family, your friends, your community, whatever that it is. But as we look through people like Paul, we can draw so many of these cool principles out there. And I want us to just bring this back home and relate it to your own journeys as well, right? So going back to my own personal story, is we're in the middle. I have many dreams that we're going for, business dreams, and we're seeing so many cool things transforming over there, But I'm also seeing now with this dream that I felt that God was calling me to write a book, not being an author, not being a Bible scholar, but writing a spiritual book with practical principles. So this book that we're writing is called the Miraculous Breakthrough Formula. This is a 7-day challenge to help you, to biblically guarantee to help you get unstuck and achieve the impossible in life. I felt that I was being called to be able to write that. In 10 days from nothing, wrote a book, learned so much different things. Now in 10 days, we were doing a Kickstarter campaign to fund for the book because it costs money to make a book and stuff. And it's amazing as we've been boosting this up. I'm telling you, it's not easy, but it's amazing as we're moving towards this. And I look towards stories like Paul has, and look for this empowerment, this encouragement, because there's been a lot of closed doors, but also open doors as well. Expect the open doors to come. So in 2 days of the Kickstarter, we're looking to raise $10,000 by Christmas. I'm praying for a Christmas miracle so we can launch this message in the world. I know it's going to impact people and transform people's lives. And I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know God has a way to it to make it happen. But I know what I can do is I can be obedient to the steps, as each and every single one of us can as well too, with our steps. And after 2 days, we've raised now around $1,200. So super huge shout out, super honored for those that have contributed in all different amounts. And a special shout out as well, we've had what's called the partnership tier. And that's where you can actually get your name in the book and everything. So we have quite a few of our friends that are supported at a higher level too, which is absolutely honored. We're not there yet, and we're behind schedule, honestly. But I know God's got a perfect way for things to happen, and I'm confident that it will be, as long as it's his will. And I'm just sharing this as a personal testimonial, going through what it is that I'm learning through Acts as well. And I hope that this applies for you in your life too. Okay. But just had to hop on. Wanted to share some cool updates. And if this encouraged you, share this, follow me as well too. Subscribe to our YouTube, and we put all our replays there. And if you feel like it aligns with you and you'd like to take a look at that Kickstarter, take a look. There's a great link in there. Look at the link tree in my bio, or look right into my captions. We have around 8 days left until Christmas, and we're praying for a Christmas miracle. And I'm expecting that God's going to do wonders and miracles through people to be able to fund for this, so that we can spread an important message now when the world really, really needs it. I'm sure we can all agree that the world needs some hope these days, you know? So if that aligns with you, check that out. It'd be a great honor, and can't wait to see what's going to come. But other than that, guys, hey, have a great weekend.